Hi, I'm Walker, and this is Leanne right here. And today we're going to be discussing human populations and the factors that involve this in Saudi Arabia. So, Leanne, can you explain a little bit more about this?
In order to fully understand and evaluate different opinions for monitoring and managing human systems in a way that will result in the least amount of harm to the natural environment, it is necessary to look at the economic system and the roles of natural capital and human capital.
Hello and welcome to the project. Today we're discussing Saudi Arabia and factors that affect human population and growth in Saudi Arabia. So I'm here with Leanne, and we're going to be discussing Saudi Arabia's population and GDP, as you can see here by our backdrop.
Well, the GDP, gross domestic product, is about $54,800 per year. And the government that Saudi Arabia has is a monarchy.
Hello, and welcome back again. Here we're looking at an age structure diagram of Saudi Arabia, and it is an inverted pyramid.
Yeah, I would have to say this is an inverted pyramid based upon how the population is more abundant around the 30s and it starts to get lower as you approach older ages. So from this, you can tell that the male population on the left and the female population on the right are pretty equivalent in the ways that they're distributed in Saudi Arabia.
And we're back. So, Courtney, can you tell me a little bit of factual information on Saudi Arabia?
In Saudi Arabia, the GDP is $54,800. The labor force is 13.8 million. The unemployment rate is 5.8%. The debt is $212.9 billion. The population below the poverty line is not available. And now, to change things up, we're going to interview the interviewer, Walker Clark.
So, the top two exports and commodities are oil, which is 90% of the exports in Saudi Arabia. The top two imports and commodities are machinery and equipment. The population growth rate is 1.45%. Life expectancy is 74.56 years. And mother's mean age at first birth is not available. Natural resources are oil, gold, and copper. Environmental issues are limited arable land because it's a desert. And welcome back. We're here with our special guest, Addison, who is going to be interviewing Courtney on our next question. Can you introduce yourself, Addison?
Hey, I'm Addison Turnbull.
Meet our special guest, Addison Turnbull.
Read and interpret an age structure diagram.
In this age structure diagram for Saudi Arabia, as of 2016, from birth to age 39, it started out increasing and more steady, and then as the ages got older, it began to decrease more and funnel into a narrow column. Also, the males tended to outnumber the females in the whole country of Saudi Arabia.
So carrying capacity is the limit on how many humans can live in a particular area at a certain point in time, such as in Saudi Arabia. Can you elaborate more on this, Leanne?
Scientists disagree about Earth's carrying capacity for humans. Some scientists believe we have already exceeded the carrying capacity, such as in Saudi Arabia. Others believe innovative approaches and new technologies will allow the human population to continue to grow beyond the projected environmental limits currently imposed by the factors such as supplies of food, water, and natural resources.
Explain how relationships among population size, economic development, and resource consumption influences the environment.
So as the size of a population increases, the more resources are consumed. And this relates to economic development because as an economy develops, the more cars and buildings and factories are produced, and that releases more air pollution, and it decreases the quality of the air overall. And so then all these resources that are now being produced also leads to an increase in waste. And so all of these factor into just the degradation of the environment.
So to close out the section, just a little bit more about Saudi Arabia. I mean, we've looked at birth factors, population density, all of this, and Saudi Arabia is a pretty prominent country in the Middle East, and it seems to be growing pretty steadily, and overall, it's a pretty good country. What do you think, man?
Yeah, compared to other developed nations like the USA and Canada, I would say Saudi Arabia has a lower status, therefore their population is increasing but is bound to decrease soon.
صوارم نشيد الأباء ودرب القتال طريق الحياة فبين اقتحام